Meet Earth Dude, one of the most obscure characters we ever created for the indie comic book explosion of the 1990s. Then see Earth Dude being reclaimed, revamped, and recolored. Then see what the heck we're going to do with him. I'm Walt Jashik, and this is Walt Comics. Earth Dude, the skyboarding eco-warrior with the chillaxative vibe and pointy hair, made his comic book debut in 1994 in Slightly Bent Comics, a two-issue black and white humor anthology self-published as Slightly Bent Entertainment and distributed by the now-defunct Diamond to comic book stores nationwide. It sold in the hundreds. These are the covers, with logo and design by me and art by incredible St. Louis comic artist buddies Don Secrease, Craig Skaggs, and Tony Patty. These same artists and more did the interior art too, showcasing our original characters in crisp black and white, as was the printing motif of choice as 1990s indie comics exploded. In addition to this prototype of Earth Dude, Slightly Bent Comics featured Danger Dad, the overprotective super parent, attorneys in space, practicing law on the final frontier, Corp Rut, predating The Office by decades, Melcool Mall Cop, the original Mall Cop, predating Paul Blart by decades. But it was the dude who headlined both issues with a 30-page story told in two parts. He was called Dude Guy in this version only because I got typical cold feet from using the original name I intended all along, Earth Dude, I Overthink. And speaking of overthinking, I wrote the script for the thing. Craig Skaggs was the penciler and inker over layouts by Don Secrease, gray tones by Bill Lux. Craig has gone on to become a famous painter in the Disney pantheon. Don is a comic book legend who's drawn many features, and I'm still writing. It's still the 1990s to me, man. Indie comics rule. So what happened to the Slightly Bent universe? Well, there were no digital versions of comics in 1994. It was just pre-World Wide Web, and the creation files were in formats now more obscure than we were. What was in your print run was what you had. So low-run books like this had a natural fading into obscurity, or perhaps an accelerated fading into obscurity. We went on to do many more things comic booky, still doing many things comic booky, and one day recently Don Secrease and I were having a comic booky lunch. Over an omelet, one of us said to each other, I wonder if Craig still has those Earth Dude pages. I'll ask him, Don said. Spoiler alert, Craig had the pages. All of them. Thank you, Craig. This means we could scan the originals once again, this time preserving them as 300 DPI Photoshop files. I could re-letter the book using my Software Jam Comic Life, and Don could finally bring Craig's wonderful art to life in color, as was intended our imaginations originally. So we not just could, we are. The Slightly Bent universe is bending toward renewal. Don has really honed coloring skills on multiple books and strips in recent years, and he went to town coloring all 30 pages in just about as many days. Each time a page came in via email, I was like, gadzooks. So that's what this was meant to look like. Easy eyeballs. Easy. Finally, in color, I could see our characters like Big Hair Babs, the Zomboids, Zomboid King, Dr. Drooping, Alan Q. Allen. Brain drain assistant Yuri Yu is in various stages of aghast, worried about how Alan's fate is tied to the fate of this guy. Earth Dude gets a new chest emblem in the process, something sketched by Don and me, then perfected and applied by Don throughout, another notch for the digital era. There are 9 pages I have lettered so far, 21 pages to go. I better get at it because I hope to have this book wrapped up and off to the printers by April 2025 for release to the world in time for comic convention season, summer 2025. So consider this an advance plug, of course, but really where I'm going with this is encouragement to fellow creators, especially those of us of a silver age. If you, creator, have old comic art that predates the digital age and is just sitting there, get off your assets and get them to a scanner bed. You will never regret it. Having the pages in digital format gives you so much potential to post, to turn into ebooks, at least, as we've been doing. See our comic Hero Bots, for example, now on Amazon Print on Demand, eBay, and at herobots.com. You might think reclaiming and revisiting old characters is work, but it's the opposite. It's so much fun. It's fun at a transcendental level. And that's not just the Starbucks medium roast talking. There's Mel Cool, Mall Cop, by the way. I will keep you posted as to the progress of Earth Dude. We'll let you know when it's finally published. And I'll let you know about other original Walt Comics creations coming down the proverbial pike. For example, Satin Brass, the bounty hunter from tomorrow. Well, let's leave her until tomorrow. Today, please subscribe so you can always see Walt's new. Meanwhile, take the advice of our earth-boarding eco-warrior Earth Dude when he says, get up from your comics, hit a trail, touch some grass, hug some trees, and whatever you do, don't take your planet for granted. Me? I have to go letter page 10, at least. I'm Walt Jashik, and thanks for watching Walt Comics. This episode of Walt Comics is brought to you by this omelet.